What would be the opposite of a connoisseur? You know, someone who has a morbid fascination of the terrible things in life. Because as time goes on, I'm finding myself more and more intrigued by guitars that are the stuff of nightmares. Let me show you some of the things that I've unearthed. First of all, I'm not a huge fan of relic guitars, you know, making a new guitar purposefully look older. I'm even less of a fan of poor DIY relic jobs. Like, take a look at this otherwise pristine Les Paul that looks like somebody took sandpaper or something to it. But I think I've come across the worst relic, crusted out guitar in all of existence. So this was posted on r/Luthier, and by God, this is the most cursed guitar I've seen in a while. The guy said he reliced it by kicking it around a driveway. The pickups are duct taped in place. The bridge is scrap metal. You got the Coke can Zinn mounting plate here. Various other pieces of garbage just attached to it. And on top of it, whoever played the X's on this tic-tac-toe game straight up buckled his strategy. It's so horrific. So badly done, so janky, so punk rock. I don't know. Does it come back around to being cool? On the complete opposite end of the spectrum, check out this bougie bejazzled six-string, a Squire Hello Kitty Stratocaster covered in Swarovski crystals, selling for $17,500. So the Hello Kitty Squire has got to be one of, if not the only collectible guitar from Fender's affordable line. It was a limited run, internet metal dudes got a hold of it, it became a meme, and now guitars that would have retailed for like $150 often sell for around $1,000. And someone out there decided it would be a good idea to take one of these guitars and cover it in what I can only imagine are quite expensive gemstones and then try to sell it for $17,000. I want to say this is an insane waste of resources, but I've come to learn that there are people out there with more money than taste, and man, it's not going to surprise me if someone buys this. Intermediate guitarist purgatory. I've seen so many students get stuck in it. Playing the same thing over and over again, feeling frustrated you're not getting anywhere, noodling around, and just enjoying music less and less. This is so common, and if you're struggling with this, I made the Samurai Guitar Dojo with you in mind. This is a lesson program where every week I teach you one topic, and if you've got 15 to 30 minutes to practice this stuff 4 to 5 times a week, you're going to get it under your fingers. And my goal with this is to give you a clear-cut, straightforward path to improvement. This is the stuff that took me from the intermediate stage to the advanced level. There's a number of lessons already up, and when you join, you gain access to everything. We got a promo going on. Use the link in the description, and you're going to get in for $7.50 a month. I'd love to see you there. Moving on. Some dudes are weird with their guitars. I don't know what's going on, but there's these guys out there who kind of like romanticize their guitars. They refer to them as hers. They talk about the guitars almost like it's a lover. It's weird. It's off-putting. I don't know what's going on there. But it's even weirder when they go the extra step and airbrush a naked woman on their guitar. And there are a strangely large amount of these. Most of the ones that I could find are coming from the Ugly Guitars Instagram page. This guy's out there doing the Lord's work, digging this stuff up. Let me ask you this. Are you one of those people who would like a guitar with the face of a disgraced, formerly beloved American icon terribly airbrushed on it? Because if so, this acoustic guitar with the Bill Cosby burst finish can be yours if you track down the seller on Facebook Marketplace. And it seems there's this weird thing where people paint celebrities who have nothing to do with guitar on cheap guitars and then sell them for crazy prices. They've got the Lindsay Lohan Strat here. How about the Elijah Wood guitar? And what's really wild, this is out of stock, which means somebody bought it. And I will say, some of these custom painted guitars out there are absolutely incredible. If you've never seen Pamelina H's stuff, you gotta check her out. They are some of my favorite art piece guitar creations. The Delph guitar might be one of the more jaw-dropping guitar art pieces I've ever seen. If I ever become an American citizen, I am buying this guitar and playing the Star Spangled Banner on it at my immigration ceremony. The only Canadian flag guitar I can find once belonged to Eddie Van Halen, and it's coming up for auction in November. Do I bid on it? I wonder if every country has a guitar for it. Let's try France guitar. Paris Hilton? Oh, Paris. How have we circled back to these shitty celebrity airbrushes? All right, coming from r/guitar, this post was titled Bite My Bigsby, and the guitar at first glance looks pretty great, but oh, what's this? It has dentures, and they are in fact biting the Bigsby. I gotta give it to this guy. Excellent execution. He just has awful, awful taste. At least I assume the Bigsby tastes bad. All right, let me know in the comments, what's more cursed? Naked duck-like women guitar wearing striped knee highs, mannequin guitar or Donald Trump Rambo guitar. So when I worked in the guitar store, one of my fellow employees told me an absolute nightmare guitar story. Years back, he was short on cash and he had to sell one of his most prized possessions, one of those 1960s beautiful Black Beauty Gibson Les Pauls. Maybe one of the most elegant guitars ever made. But when times are tight, you do what you gotta do, so he sold it to a guy that he knew. A little while later, the buyer calls him up excitedly saying, "Hey man, come by, you gotta check out what I did with your old guitar." So he goes over there, only to find out that the guy had cut out a big part of the body to install a MIDI system. You don't come back from that, man. You see that and you don't live a normal life after. But anyway, I tried to find some mods like this online, and I guess everyone just hides them in shame because I know for a fact that they get done, but the closest I could find was this 1955 Les Paul Jr. with an EMG and a Floyd Rose. And I bet it's actually kind of great, but I don't know, is there a sanctity in these old guitars? Like, why does it bother me so much that someone did this to an inanimate object that I don't even own? So check this out. Some guy found and then opened up a guitar case and discovered a whole bunch of white mold growing inside. And I want to say this is like a 1970s Gibson Les Paul Deluxe. And you know what might be the most disturbing part about this? I see it. And I am so jealous. Like, I would be so happy to find this and try to bring it back to life, because I'm telling you, I think that might be salvageable. Now, granted, I would probably want to do it outside while wearing full body PPE, but man, if anyone out there has a mold caster that they'd like to get rid of, let your old pal Sammy G know. I don't know what it is about this one, but I find the shape of it very comical. And to wrap it up today, let's talk about the world of food guitars. That's right, there is a world of food guitars. We got bubblegum, pizza, French fries, fruit. We're serving a full menu of 6 strings here, but I think my favorite are the 2 ramen guitars. First one we got here looks like somebody sealed a bunch of ramen in some sort of plastic molding thing, and I gotta say, it looks like it turned out pretty well for a very odd concept. And on the other end of the spectrum, we have the cheap version of the cheap ramen guitar. This guy just taped raw noodles onto a piece of cardboard and attached it to a neck and a body. And you gotta love that there are not 1, but 2 ramen guitars out in the wild. One of them's really quite well done, and the other one looks like a failed 5th grade art project. And ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Those are a whole bunch of horrible cursed guitars. And remember, if you want a clear path to musical improvement, taking that next step, getting out of your musical rut, I'd love if you came and joined us over at the Samurai Guitar Dojo. Every week we do a lesson where we cover one topic. I give you a thing to work on, you come back, we do it again, and with these weekly lessons, you start stacking up the new skills real quick. If you use the link in the description, you're gonna get in for less than it would cost you to cover your guitar in raw ramen noodles. Thank you all for watching. Look after yourselves, look after each other, look after the planet. I'm Samurai Guitarist, and I'll see you again soon.